viewers. This is Sharat Kumar here, Economics Faculty from Shakthi International School. In this 1000 Steps video activity, today I have come up with another concept that is measurement of national income by using expenditure method. So in my last videos, I have discussed with you about value added method, income method. So today we're going to learn about expenditure method. Fine. So let's try to understand more about this. Let's get into a discussion. I hope you could able to see my screen sharing. So let me give you a brief idea. So what is this expenditure method? Then we will get into the steps involved in measuring the national income by using this expenditure. See, in the previous video, we have discussed about value added method, income method. So this is another method called expenditure method. Here, we are going to accumulate, or we are going to sum up all the expenditure which and all been incurred by the households, business firms, government and foreigners. All the different sectors of an economy who and all making an expenditure, either it might be a consumption expenditure or investment expenditure. Just we are going to accumulate and we are going to derive GDPMP. GDPMP is the first aggregate. We get it from an expenditure method. So that is the reason you could see over here, sigma final expenditure, summation of all final expenditure, we get GDPMP. We are summing up the final expenditure incurred by the households, business firms, government and foreigners. So we have another name for this method, that is income disposal method. Okay, let's try to understand some of the components involved in this final expenditure. Here we are taking all those expenditure which are all being incurred by the all sectors of an economy, household, government, firm, as well foreign sector. Okay, on the basis of this, here we are going to learn the different components. You could see that there are totally 4 components we could see in this final expenditure method. Number 1, private final consumption expenditure. Number 2, government final consumption expenditure. Then gross domestic capital formation. Next we have net exports. The first 2 components you are seeing, those are the expenditure which come under consumption. And what you are seeing, gross domestic capital formation, this is an investment expenditure. Okay, we will try to understand better in the upcoming slides. Let's go for the very first component, that is private final consumption expenditure. This is a kind of consumption expenditure which are incurred by the household as well as private non-profit institution. So we call it as NGOs, non-government organizations who are serving the households. So what and all the consumption expenditure incurred by the households and private non-profit institutions, that and all will be considered as part and parcel of private final consumption expenditure. We can consider those expenses incurred on durable goods, semi-durable goods, non-durable goods and services. And one thing we need to make a note here, that is houses will not be considered as a durable good and it cannot be considered as a part of consumption expenditure. Just make a note of it. I will explain that why this residential construction cannot be treated as a part of final consumption expenditure. Number 2, that is government final consumption expenditure. These are those expenditure incurred by the general government on their various administrative services. Government means definitely they will be having different varieties of administrative services, and they also produce certain goods and services also for the sake of welfare. So those kind of expenses all will be come under government final consumption expenditure. Administrative services like defense, law and order, education, healthcare, everything will be coming. So those kind of expenses will be coming under the category of government final consumption expenditure. Remaining stages we will discuss in the upcoming video. Until that time, take care. Thank you.